We're going to meet two Brits.
Have a look at Joe's moustache.
See, now I normally don't wear this. Normally I would be sporting a goatee.
They're over here on a pilgrimage of sorts. They are going to follow the path of Gram Parsons.
Okay, well, we'll go from where his body was stolen and we'll drive to where he was born in time for what would have been his 60th birthday.
It's as much about the story of his afterlife, if you like, rather than just the story of his life.
Who I honestly know pretty much nothing about.
Gram had some pretty shocking moustaches in his time.
Gram is somebody who kind of is much more famous after he died than he was certainly while he was making music and while he was alive. What is it about Gram's music and what is it about his life story that really kind of resonates with this young audience?
The origins of this trip come from a 30th birthday card I got from Chris, which was had a picture of Butch and Sundance on it, and it's a quote from the film where Butch says, "When I was a kid I wanted to grow up to be a hero," and Sundance says, "It's too late now." And inside Chris just wrote "hero," and it's quite the loveliest card I've ever had. And I'll always treasure it. For his birthday, I knew that his all-time hero was Gram Parsons, who had died in notorious circumstances. So for his birthday, just got a card with a picture of Gram on the front, and inside I just wrote "heroin." I've always found it interesting when one of your friends really, really, really loves an artist, and you think, well, you're my friend, well so should I then, really, if you're my mate, then shouldn't I? And so I wanted to find out more, and over a few beers, one evening, an idea was formulated, which was, okay, well, why don't we make a pilgrimage in honor of Gram?
And they've been planning this trip for 3 years. So we're gonna take them around Laurel Canyon, the home of some of the most influential musicians ever.
What's that Doors song? Is it Love Street? About the Canyon Country Store. And there's Jim's house right there.
You might want some Love massage oil?
Yeah, because
That would be nice in your
There's
hotel.
Corona Light, Corona Extra. Why does everything have 18 different options in this country?
No, I found some chips for the guys. Brits.
Brits.
Oh, brilliant. We have beer, we have love massage and body oil, and we have a gourd.
It's not going well.
You guys look like a total
What else do you think we need?
You are going to meet producer extraordinaire Paul Fox. He has produced albums for XTC, the Sugar Cubes, 10,000 Maniacs. He also produces Terra, Naomi, and he's also one of my favorite people in the entire world. He's going to show us some rock and roll history because he has a lot of knowledge.
He's really old.
That's a book.
So let's go.
Let's go.
Rock. I took Dave Gregory from XTC up here when I was working with them, and he said this was the center of the universe. That was the Mamas and the Papas house.
Wow.
Is where the Chili Peppers recorded, rumored to be where Jimi Hendrix lived. Boston used to live and rehearse.
And what particularly attracted people here?
Well, I think part of it is that just because it's like living in the country in the middle of the city, you know, and so it's very free. And up this driveway is where Paul Rothschild, who produced all the Doors records.
Yeah. Does Laurel Canyon does this actually lead anywhere? Here at the Alley, which is a very special rehearsal space in Los Angeles. Very few people get to see it on account of the fact that only musicians referred by other musicians get to play here, get to rehearse it, so it's a real treat for us. Look at this.
Oh, it's all
Drumsticks hanging out of the wall.
My husband Bill calls that mosaic hanging industrial trash up right once, and that's the actual scraps from when he built the alley in '73.
It's just amazing.
I'm honored to be here, part of it really, and I have like a reverence for this place. It's like kind of like a living rock and roll museum.
It really is. We were just driving around, and I said to Terra, I said, I know where we have to take these guys, because I just knew how appreciative they would be.
It is an extraordinary building. It's made of wood. It creaks like a pirate ship. It's got a roof terrace that's filled with this crazy jungle where they're growing pineapples.
This is everyone who's ever kind of rehearsed here
Yes.
leaves their
Yes,
name
these
on
are
the
all
wall,
real
leaves a
people.
message. Where's Jack White?
Here.
Jack White?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we introduced him to Katie. I've
Yeah.
been in here, so you should have signed it.
I didn't. I guess I will.
You should.
Absolutely.
Well, I happen to have a Sharpie in
Well,
my
then
my
there
bag.
you go. There are a couple in this corner.
All right, I like it.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm behind that curtain.
Bill built the staircase.
Yeah.
The circular
This
staircase.
wood and
This is just the most incredible place I've ever seen. Look at
Check
this
out the
kitchen.
keyboards. Keyboards.
Oh wow.
this card hanging here in the kitchen. That's a card about Phil Kaufman. Say it phonetically.
Yeah, say it phonetically. That's also, well, I shouldn't say. I'll tell you off camera. But that fuck off is significant in other ways for Phil Kaufman.
This was our door. It shows Phil Kaufman riding towards us. And my husband Bill going away from you, right?
Yeah.
This door was on Phil Kaufman's house. It shows Bill, my husband, coming towards you, and Phil Kaufman riding away from you.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. Would you guys want to tell the significance of Phil Kaufman?
Phil Kaufman was Gram's road manager, otherwise known as the road mangler. And he's, I suppose, responsible in very large part for the fact that Gram has kind of passed into kind of country legend, really, aside from all the fantastic music he made. A few months before Gram died, he was at a funeral of a friend of his. I think it was Clarence White. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Phil and Gram made a pact that whoever went first, or when Gram died, he didn't want to go in that way. He didn't want to be buried. He wanted his body to be buried out in the Mojave Desert at the Joshua Tree. And a few months later, tragically, Gram died, and true to his word, Phil stole the body from LAX and drove it out into the Mojave Desert and doused it in petrol and set light to it.
Here we are. We're in Los Angeles. We've landed at LAX where his body was stolen. Later today we will drive out to Joshua Tree. We'll spend 2 nights in room 8, the room in which Gram died, and then we will continue our journey via various musical landmarks across America until we get to Winter Haven in Florida in time for November the 5th, 2006, which would have been Gram's 60th birthday.
It's an incredible beginning to our trip. So yeah, thanks guys for opening the door to this incredible place. It's amazing.
Thanks to Shiloh and the Alley, and I think we're all done here. Bye.